Tonight, the world holds its breath, gripped by a sense of uncertainty and anticipation. In living rooms, city squares, and bustling cafes, people everywhere are glued to their screens, searching for answers in a rapidly changing world. Across continents, global power dynamics are shifting in ways unseen for decades, redrawing the lines of influence and reshaping the future of nations. Headlines flash urgently, trade war escalates, tensions flare in South China Sea. Each update brings new questions, new anxieties, and a growing realization that the stakes have never been higher. The United States and China, two giants on the world stage, are locked in a contest that will define not just their own destinies but the fate of the entire globe. This is more than a rivalry between nations. It is a battle of ideas, values, and visions for the future, shaping the very fabric of our interconnected world. The stakes are immense, reaching from the bustling trading floors of Wall Street to the quiet corners of remote villages in Asia. Every decision, every policy, ripples outward, touching lives in ways both visible and unseen. The U.S. stands as a champion of democracy and free markets, promoting ideals of liberty, open societies, and individual rights. Meanwhile, China presents a different path, authoritarian capitalism, where economic growth and state control go hand in hand, offering stability and rapid development. This clash is not just about military might or economic power, it is a struggle over which vision of society will prevail. The competition spans economics, technology, military strength, and the very rules that govern international relations. Already this rivalry is a global phenomenon, altering the way we travel, communicate, and do business. It shapes the technology in our pockets and the prices we pay at the store. Understanding this rivalry is crucial for every informed citizen. In classrooms, boardrooms, and homes, people are debating what it means for their future. We will explore the history, the key battlegrounds, and the forces driving this epic contest. The implications reach far beyond politics, touching science, innovation, and the dreams of future generations. The story of the 21st century is being written now in real time by leaders, thinkers, and ordinary people alike. The question remains, who will hold the pen and whose vision will shape the next chapter of history? The world watches, captivated and concerned, as this epic contest unfolds before our eyes. The price of goods, the flow of technology, and the very security of nations are all at stake, intertwined in a web of competition and cooperation. This is the great story of our time, a story that will shape the world for generations to come. Create not just a trading partner but a formidable competitor, one whose ambitions extended far beyond commerce. The era of engagement gradually shifted to knowing that their choices will shape the future for generations to come. This isn't a new Cold War. It's a unique rivalry, one that is reshaping the world in ways we've never seen before. The competition between the United States and China is not just about military might or ideological differences, it's about influence, innovation, and the future of global power. Unlike the US-Soviet divide of the 20th century, the US and China are economically intertwined on a massive scale. Their trade, investments, and supply chains are deeply woven together, making their relationship both cooperative and competitive. Their economies are deeply linked, creating a volatile dynamic where both nations benefit from collaboration, but also face risks from confrontation. Every policy decision, tariff, or sanction can send shockwaves through global markets. A full decoupling would devastate not just the US and China, but also the global economy. Factories would close, markets would tumble, and millions of jobs could be lost worldwide. This is not a world of separate blocks, but interconnected rivals, where goods, data, and people flow across borders at unprecedented speed. The lines between friend and competitor are often blurred. China is a peer competitor in military, economic, and tech arenas. Its rapid advancements in artificial intelligence, 5G, and green energy are challenging American leadership on multiple fronts. The battle is fought in labs, boardrooms, and online. Scientists race to develop new technologies, executives negotiate billion-dollar deals, and cyber experts defend against digital threats. China challenges US dominance in the global economy and the tech future, investing heavily in research, infrastructure, and education to close the gap and even leap ahead. The global landscape is multipolar, with nations navigating carefully between these two giants. Alliances shift, and every country must weigh its own interests in this new era. Countries like India and Brazil resist choosing sides, seeking to maintain their independence and maximize their own opportunities in a world where power is more diffuse. The competition for influence is complex and fluid, with new partnerships forming and old alliances being tested. No single nation can dictate the rules alone. It's a multiplayer chess game, not a two-player standoff. Every move is watched, every alliance scrutinized, and the outcome is never certain. The rivalry is about more than military might. It's about ideas, values, and the vision for the future. Democracy, governance, and human rights are all part of the contest. The stakes are high as these two powers vie for global leadership. Every decision, every negotiation, and every innovation could tip the balance. The world watches as this intricate competition unfolds, aware that the outcome will affect economies, security, and daily life everywhere. The outcome will shape the future of international relations, setting the tone for cooperation, competition, or conflict for decades to come. The rivalry is a defining feature of the 21st century, a story still being written, with the world as its audience and its stage. The economic front is the most visible battleground. The 2018 trade war marked the end of friendly trade. Tariffs disrupted global supply chains and created uncertainty. The US dollar's dominance is challenged by China's yuan. A shift away from the dollar would weaken US global influence. China's Belt and Road Initiative extends its economic reach. The US and allies scramble to counter China's infrastructure projects. Economic competition forces countries to make tough choices, align with the US or embrace China's opportunities. The global economy fractures along geopolitical lines. The impact is felt in daily lives, from prices to production. The stakes are high as the economic war reshapes globalization. The world watches as these two giants vie for economic dominance. The outcome will redefine global trade and finance. The economic rivalry is a key front in this epic contest. The future of the global economy hangs in the balance. The military competition is heating up. China's rapid naval buildup challenges US dominance in Asia. The South China Sea is a dangerous flashpoint. China's militarized islands defy international law. US Navy operations challenge China's claims. Taiwan is another perilous flashpoint. China's aggressive rhetoric on Taiwan raises tensions. The US strengthens alliances to counter China's military might. The arms race in Asia accelerates, raising conflict risks. The military chessboard is crowded and dangerous. The world watches as tensions rise in these contested waters. The tech race is a high-stakes battle for the future. The US and China vie for dominance in AI, 5G, and more. The 5G rivalry highlighted tech and geopolitics inseparability. The semiconductor battle is critical for digital supremacy. The US restricts China's access to high-end chip tech. China invests billions to achieve chip self-sufficiency. The internet's future is at stake. open or state-controlled. The tech race shapes innovation and global standards. The outcome will affect freedom of speech and information. The world watches as these tech giants compete for supremacy. Beyond economics and military, it's a battle of influence. The US promotes democracy and a rules-based order. China offers an authoritarian model prioritizing growth over freedoms. Developing nations weigh these competing visions. China reshapes international institutions to suit its interests. The US defends the existing order against China's push. The media war is a key front in this influence battle. China invests in global media to promote its narrative. The US relies on cultural influence through media and education. The world watches as these narratives vie for global hearts and minds. Watch key areas to understand the rivalry's direction. Monitor military balance in Asia and US responses. Technological decoupling is a critical indicator. Diplomatic shifts reveal global power dynamics. Economic interdependence limits a complete break. Trade numbers show the depth of economic ties. Cooperation on global challenges tests leadership. The rivalry's limits are defined by shared interests. The world watches as these signals shape the future. The outcome will determine the global balance of power. We stand at a pivotal moment in history. The US-China competition reshapes the world. This is not a distant game, it affects us all. The outcome depends on choices and values. The path forward is fraught with danger and opportunity. Avoiding a new Cold War is crucial. A stable balance of power is needed for cooperation. The rivalry is a debate about humanity's future. The future is unwritten. It requires dialogue and wisdom. Now is the time to pay attention and think critically. The conversation about our shared future starts now. Who will lead the 21st century? The world watches.